Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. 3 times a week, I'm dropping new short stories on how to improve your public speaking, social skills, emotional intelligence, and much more. Join the tribe by hitting that subscribe button right on below. Hit that bell notification and never miss another video again. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Be sure to drop that like on your way in as we break down today's talk, which is called Be Careful What You Wish For. When I was 16 years old, I was in high school and I had a close friend named Asif. More specifically, his name was Asif Hoke. That's a Bengali name, and he was my Bengali friend. I'm Bengali. And the thing with our relationship was that we would make fun of each other a lot. And one day, he caught me off guard because normally I was able to pull fast ones on him. He was pretty heavy, he was chubby, unathletic. So I was the funny guy from the two. But on one particular day, he got the best of me by saying, "Hey, Armani, what's up with your face, man? You don't have an ounce of a beard. You know what they say about Bengalis. Bengalis have beards. Look at me." And there was no denying. As unathletic and heavy as Asif was, he had a beard. And I looked at the mirror that day and I noticed that I didn't have even an inkling, nothing, right? And it bugged me because I didn't have much control over this. Now, fast forward a couple of years. For many, many years, up until that 16-year-old moment, I still got the same inquiry where people were like, "Hey, do you shave a lot or can you just not grow a beard?" And each time I had to tell them, "Man, I really can't grow a beard." But you're Bengali. Don't Bengali people get hairy really quickly? You should be getting a beard. I've been getting this beard when I was 16 years old. Some people said 20 years old. I was 21 at the time and I couldn't get anything. It was funny because there was this kid in my fraternity whose nickname was Clay Baby. And they called him Clay Baby because he had a baby face. But one day, he looks at me when we're all together and he's like, "Why do you guys keep calling me Clay Baby? Look at Armani. He doesn't have any facial hair. You guys should be calling him our baby." And soon, multiple people called me that. It started to make me angry that as the years went on by, I still couldn't grow the beard. Now, fast forward a little bit more. At this point, I'm living in Virginia. I had to look for a new barber. I didn't like it. I didn't have a car. I had to walk to the barber. Eventually, I found them. I had to wait a long time in the barber shop. Finally, this guy gets me on his barber chair. He's talking on his phone a lot. I'm thinking that I'm not going to give him a tip, even if he does a good job cutting my hair. Then he begins cutting my hair. And he's wrapping up. It's looking better than I imagined. And eventually, he's like, do you want me to cut the beard or not? I'm thinking that he's talking to someone else. But that's when he taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Do you want me to cut your beard or no?" Whoa, he's talking to me. And I was like, "My beard?" He's like, "Yeah, the beard. Do you want me to, are you going to cut it later? Otherwise, I'll create the squares right here. But if you're not going to cut it, I'll blend your sideburns into your beard." I was like, "My beard?" He's like, "Yeah, your beard." I knew who I was going to give tips to that day. When I went home, I looked in front of the mirror and I started to see, there's some beard that's coming in. Finally, I wanted to go back to my 16-year-old self and be like, "Yo, eventually one day you are going to get that beard." Now, after that Virginia moment, a few more years went on by and I started to record these YouTube videos, and I started to learn some camera etiquette. I've always heard about this whole saying, which was, the camera adds 10 pounds. So if you're someone who considers yourself in shape, when you watch yourself back on video, you're gonna be like, whoa, does my face always look that fat? I have a remix to this quote. The remix is that the camera takes away a few shades of your beard. It just happens. So what I started to notice as I started to record more YouTube videos was that I had that level of a beard where if I were to grow it and then I record a YouTube video, the video shaves away a few shades of the beard, and now it just makes me look like a bum. And I didn't like that. I'm like, what the heck? Do I really look like that with a beard on? Okay, I guess I gotta shave now. And when I'm shaving, I'm using these little clippers, right? And whenever I use the clippers, I need to set up the sink so I'm not clogging the sink. So I put certain wrappers around it so I could get the beard shavings and throw it straight into the trash. But I don't want to do that. Sometimes your boy is feeling very creative and he wants to just, boom, record the videos. But then it's like, oh, well, you should be recording this video, but what if this video starts to grow over time? I mean, you're over here looking like a bum. No, go ahead and shave. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll shave. And it just throws me off my rhythm at times. So 16-year-old self wanted a beard so bad, but my current day self is like, you know, this whole beard thing is overrated. I thought when I was going to get a beard, it was going to be one of those thick lumberjack beards, but it's not like that for me. I just don't have the genetics for it for the time being. I hear that there's these little beard hacks on how you could make it thick and big in terms of the facial hair, but I'm just not at that stage yet. And nowadays, I'm starting to realize, be careful what you wish for. I liked the babyface self because as the babyface self, I didn't need to focus on all these trimmings and, well, today's one look good on camera, all these other stuff. I'm happy with what I have, but back to the 16-year-old self, I would have been like, enjoy what you have right now. If you were to record videos right now, 16-year-old Armani, you don't got to worry about all these other logistics. You can dive straight into the video. So the point being, it doesn't really matter which goal that you set. At times, you're going to reach the goal. But as you're reaching the goal, there's going to be these other variables which are introduced, which at times is going to make you question the goal. Think about a guy like Jeff Bezos real quick. I'm sure when he was initially starting Amazon, he had that hunger where he's like, yes, I'm going to make an amazing bookstore. Eventually, Amazon started to pick up in its powers. Once it started to pick up in its powers, I'm sure there was a thought in his mind where he was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to become the world's richest man. This is a pretty cool feeling, right? He continued to grow Amazon, and at a certain point, he did become the world's richest man. This is a great feeling, but along with him becoming the world's richest man, at the same time, he also became one of the world's most hated men as well. So that was his version of him having to be like, do I shave right before I record the video or just record the video, right? So every person that's setting up some sort of goal is eventually going to have one of those moments of, do I shave the beard? Okay, I guess I could become the world's richest man, but at the same time, I'm going to be the world's most hated man. Strangers are going to yell at me randomly. What's worth it and what's not? And this is something that can only be assessed through raw action. Introspection doesn't just mean you sit in a corner and you just sit and think the entire time. A lot of the best introspection happens when you're taking some form of action. You're seeing, okay, this I don't like at all. This I like a lot. And this, even though I don't like this particular grunt work, the goal is that fulfilling that I will accept the grunt work in order to fulfill this goal. This allows you to have a bigger perspective of whatever goal that you're chasing, and it allows you to understand that in certain occasions, the grass is not always greener. If you enjoyed today's talk and you want to understand more about how to build your communication skills and plan properly for goals and other intangible parts of life, be sure to check out my book, Wordplay, 101 Short Stories, Essays, and Insights to Improve Your Communication Skills. This book has short stories which range from 800 to 1,000 words per entry, so you could finish it in one sitting. You'll learn about a variety of topics ranging from public speaking, social skills, dealing with the good and the bad parts of life, along with plenty of the intangible sides to you, also known as soft skills. Be sure to check out Wordplay in the links in the description box, the pinned comment, or go straight to ArmaniTalks.com and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.